The Biden administration was willfully committing treason by allowing millions of illegal alien criminals to invade our country. They lied about trying to stop it. They told us it was secure. Remember, the border's secure. If that was the case, then how did thousands of illegal gang members and cartel members get into our country? U.S. State Department under Marco Rubio today officially declaring these gangs as foreign terror organizations. Recognize any of these? Tren de Aragua? MS-13, the Sonora Cartel, Jalisco New Generation Cartel. I mean, it's pretty long. Would you let these gang members hang out with your 12-year-old daughter? Of course not. But liberals are taking to social media to protect these cartels and praying that the cartels hurt Trump. This is liberals. Watch.
Oh, we might be saved by like the most unexpected group of people. Do you know who Trump's trying to declare war on? The cartel. Oh, please do. Please do. Fuck around and find out, Trump.
Yeah, so nice.
I don't understand what she's saying, that it's
she's
not
hoping,
necessary to declare war on the cartels.
What she's hoping is that they're going to commit violence against Trump. That's what she's basically saying. Our next guest has just written a brand new book, launches today. It's out now. It's called Treason. First of all, everyone needs to go to Amazon or wherever you buy books, and let's make this a New York Times bestseller. It's called Treason, J.J. Carrell's brand new book about the Biden administration's strategic and malicious destruction of America's sovereignty. Spent 24 years as a Customs and Border Patrol agent, and he left. J.J. left when Biden started destroying everything that Trump had done at the border. He witnessed the treason firsthand, and he joins us now. First of all, JJ, welcome back to the show. Congrats on the brand new book. And what have these past 3 weeks been like for you, watching us trying to secure the border again after all these years?
Well, first, it makes me feel happy that America is safe again. America's sovereignty is being secure, but also on a very personal level, makes me feel vindicated, because for years I have been saying this is treason, what Joe Biden is doing to America. And people are saying, well, the border's being overrun and he's doing the best he can. And I said, no, you can shut the border down in 24 hours. And guess what Trump did his first day in office? Shut the border down. 97% of the border crossings have decreased. 97%. Guys that I know that have been feeding me information, they're my friends, my former colleagues, tell me every single person that is arrested is deported. And that it is a trickle now. So when we get to that point, we have to go back and remember, Clayton and Natalie, that from the very first day Joe Biden took office until the day he left, 5,000 to over 20,000 illegal aliens were arrested every single day and released into America. That's shocking. And that is, in my opinion, without a shadow of a doubt, treason.
Now, you warned about the Catholic charities that were complicit with this. Now the Catholic charities are looking left and right like, what do we do now? So can you remind us how the Catholic charities were in bed with this trafficking organization?
Absolutely. And I am Catholic, so it makes me very sick to have to talk about this. The Catholic charities from 2009 to 2024, right at 25, when Trump became in office, they had received over $5.2 billion. Catholic charities, $5.2 billion. And under Joe Biden's watch in 4 years, conservatively, they received almost $3 billion. And at the same time, I don't believe in coincidences. Do you know how much a Catholic church has paid out to sex abuse victims that they allowed to have destroy those lives? Over $5 billion. So they got penny for penny. And this is just not Catholic charities. This is Jewish Family Services, Highest, Lutheran Family Services. You name every religious organization, NGO, they received tens of billions of dollars from the federal government. And we've been vindicated, what we've been saying, Clayton, for a long time that you've been interviewing me. USAID funded international NGOs. DHS through FEMA funded the domestic NGOs. So we, American government, funded our own demise by bringing in 30 million illegal aliens in 4 years. That is unbelievable. And it is all now coming to light, thank God for Donald Trump, that we have been right this whole time.
How does that work? I'm sorry, can I just get a little clear? Because you see these nice nuns, they take in somebody who maybe is running from the cartel because the cartel has taken over their, let's say, coffee or avocado farm. And these nuns are like, we got you. You're okay here, but you can stay for just how long? And then where does this go wrong? Like, it's not every single volunteer in these charities that knows what they're doing. Where does it fall out? Where do these people get lost and trafficked?
Well, the Catholic charities, let's take Catholic charities because we're talking about them. Well, we could talk about the Jewish Family Services in the same way, Lutheran Family Services. So what happens is once an illegal alien comes across the border, it doesn't matter if you're arrested or not. So it could be an unaccompanied alien child that's 3 years old. It could be an 80-year-old grandmother, or it could be a cartel member that crossed and was never discovered. The NGOs get bulk money. Like, here's $5 billion, Catholic charities. Now do whatever you need to do to get these migrants to wherever they want to go. So the Catholic Charities NGO becomes the trafficker. They traffic them all the way down in the Darien Gap, brought them up to the border, and then Catholic Charities NGOs domestically takes a hold of them and then transports them throughout the nation. The Border Patrol, the HHS and DHS just wipe their hands. I'm not complicit in this. Well, wait a minute. You're trafficking children from one cartel member on the south side to a cartel member on the north side. Ryan Matt and I showed this in our documentary, What is Treason? We prove it without a shadow of a doubt. We have whistleblowers out the wazoo that are saying, absolutely, that's exactly how they do it. The NGOs are the machine that runs the car, where the car is the United States government. And the people we interviewed said, Natalie, understand, the federal government doesn't run the NGOs. The NGOs run the federal government. They tell the federal government how much money they need, what they're using it for, and how and where they're taking these illegal aliens to. It was a genius move by Mayorkas and Biden. Absolutely genius move. It was a checkmate move. It's something that Donald Trump would have done in reverse.
JJ, because I'm worried this is going to happen again. Now you guys you were one of the big champions of exposing this corruption, and I hope that Tom Homan and the Trump administration fully understand the size and scope of this. Do you think the Trump administration is putting an end to this funneling of money to these NGOs and stopping this massive criminal organization that Mayorkas and Biden put in place? Because I'm worried, Trump, a few years, we get another Democrat administration flowing through, and it's just, they pick up the checkbook and they just start signing the checks all over again.
I think that's a great question, and let's do this. So Kristi Noem, who is now the Secretary of DHS, who's an amazing woman, I've met her before, she has already come out and said, yep, all the NGOs, they're done. Why? Think about this. Just think about what we're talking about. Kristi Noem cuts off all the funding on the NGOs, and do you know who filed a lawsuit today? Who filed a lawsuit against the DHS? The Catholic bishops of the United States of America. The Catholic bishops sued the federal government saying, you have to give money to us, a charity, to move illegal aliens into America. I wish I was making this up as a Catholic, but I'm not. This has come out as news today. This is how sick these NGOs have become. And I would say, I want to follow up one more thing with you, Clayton. You were right. If Donald Trump, who I am the biggest Donald Trump MAGA supporter, and Tom Homan is the absolute perfect pick, so is Kristi Noem. But if Donald Trump does not burn the NGO system to the ground and scatter the ashes to all far corners of America, the moment he is removed from office by timed out or whatever happens, and those traitorous people come back from the Democrats, they will just come back stronger and more efficient than they were before. You have to eradicate. And this is where I come in my book, Treason. When you determine that there has been treason committed against America, fraud, waste, and abuse in the trillions of dollars with a T, not in the billions, you can't walk away, Clayton. You have to have an end game to this, and the end game is arrest and punishment in jail. That's it. Yeah. It has to happen. If it doesn't, we're going to relive this. My son, that's 13, your children that are young is my son's age. They're going to live through this, and they're going to have to repeat this. However, when evil is allowed to resurrect itself, it doesn't come back in the same form. It's more powerful, it's stronger, it's wiser, it's more intelligent. So they don't get killed again like we did. There has to be a resolution to this treason, and that's jail.
Well, one of the things that they did very creatively, you have all these liberals that live in the cities on the coasts, and so they don't have to see it, right? You write in your book, Treason, and you focused on Middle America and the hollowing out of Middle America. I think you focused on, at least in one example, of Logansport, Indiana. And I think the Attorney General of Indiana, Todd Rokita specifically, believes that it was an operation specifically to dump tens of thousands of illegal Haitians and others inside of these small towns throughout Indiana. But that was just one example, right? So how did the Biden administration manage to really hide this from a lot of big city liberals, because they were dumping it into red districts, right?
That's right. Once they saturated, and you and I talked to this before, they saturated the metropolitan cities to the point that those cities were actually busing those people out of their cities. Like, I mean, you're showing this in New York City right now. Well, Logansport, how big is Logansport? They're about 30,000 people. Well, they dumped thousands of Haitians in there. They have, I think it was 28 different languages in their small school district. 28. So all of their money went to English as a second language for 28 different languages. So you see the destruction. It's not just focus on New York, Chicago, Phoenix, LA, all that. Yeah, that's happening. But small town America is being eradicated. Let's take Springfield, Ohio. 40,000 people lived there 5 years ago. There's over 60,000 people live there. We are not even replacing at the birth rate in America. So how did we get 20,000 new people? Well, there were 20,000 new Haitians, illegal alien Haitians deposited in Springfield, Ohio. Why? To ultimately change the demographics in order to have electoral college domination. And when you look at the total, and my theory of all this is the Biden administration, through Obama, that whole cabal, wanted to fundamentally transform America. Well, how did they make that decision to do that? They made the decision to flood America with illegal aliens in the 30 to 50 million range, and that would change the demographics. Not the demographics of race and ethnicity, the demographic change from citizens to non-citizens. And then when you count all these people in the census, it would flip. It would flip the House of the House by 60 seats, minimum 60 seats. So when that happens in 2030, if we do not eradicate the illegal aliens and then we do not allow them to be counted in our census, if they're counted, you will see the destruction of our country, and there'll be no coming back from that.
Game over. Ron in our chat asks, where are the children?
You know, this is a very hard topic. Where are the children? 550,000 unaccompanied. Yes, ma'am, they're gone. 550,000 unaccompanied alien children from babies, literally just birth babies to 17 years old, crossed the border, were transported through all the NGOs that you and I just talked about and sent back to the cartel members, and they're all lost. I'm telling you, they're all lost. The Inspector General of DHS in August of 2024 came out and said, we've lost 320,000 of them. We can't find them. And I'm going to quote Donald Trump. Donald Trump said repeatedly through campaign and now as president, quote, a lot of them are already dead. And I'm going to tell your audience what's going on. They are being labor trafficked. If that's the worst, thank God for them. 2, they're all being sex trafficked, all of them. 3, organ harvest. And 4, satanic ritual. This is happening. We documented this in our documentary, Ryan Matt and I, What is Treason Trafficked? We're not making this up. This was not something I was even really an expert on any level until about a year ago, when I got sucked into this world when I was filming our documentary about the open borders and discovered that our federal government, and this is a quote that I use, that everyone I interviewed, everyone from the people that chase these horrific individuals and to the people that chase and find the kids and take them back, to the actual traffickers themselves. And I asked them, I said, I need you to answer this question, just a yes or no. It's my statement. The United States federal government is the world's largest child sex trafficking organization in modern history. And you know what everyone told me? And they didn't even know I was interviewing other people. Yes, JJ, absolutely yes. The federal government is trafficking children. I go in front of Congress to testify about the children being trafficked. And my testimony is thousands of these children are being raped right now as you and I are speaking. And you know what their response was? It looks like we're out of time. Committee's over. Let's move on.
Right. No,
Yeah, they want
but
to play
there's been
political points.
whistleblowers within HHS. There's been
Yes, ma'am.
whistleblowers who saw it happening. It's our choice whether to listen to it or not. Something that I want to ask you, and we'll get you out of here on this. The drug cartels are not going to be like, oh, I guess our jig is up. Let's go home and make an honest life. It can get pretty dangerous because we're cutting off their most profitable clientele, which is mostly American white men that cannot any longer get these drugs. So what are they going to do? Are we going to have a Vietnam era war on our hands here when the cartels get desperate because they will try to continue their money and power and corruption?
I believe you're looking at a business that is $1 trillion. Not back in the 1990s, the Ariana Felix brothers, just on the cocaine alone, was $39 to $40 billion annually. That was in the 90s. I'm telling you, from child sex trafficking, human trafficking, and all the hard narcotics, we're at $1 trillion. Easy $1 trillion. So you think they're going to give that up? No. So my only thing that I would say to, if Donald Trump ever asked me my opinion on this, because I dealt with these savages, the only way, if you're going to win this war, is you have to go 100% in and eradicate them. And I mean kill them all of them, because they're demons. And they will spawn more demons, and they will continue, because it's all about power and money, and it's enormous amounts of money. But I would like, and you said this, Natalie, and I would like to be able to put this into discussion. They are demons. I hate them. I'd go back into the Border Patrol now in order to go and eradicate them under Trump. But let's be honest. Who is the number one consumer of child pornography in the world? America. Who's the number one consumer of hard narcotics in the world? America. Who pays money, physical money, to have sex and rape children? The United States of America. So those cartel members are only supplying what we demand to consume. We are the consumer. We demand them to bring us children, to bring us cheap labor, and bring us hard narcotics. We need to look into the mirror, America, and realize that we're the problem. And we need to start correcting right now at home.
You know, it has been done before. This week I was reading a book about Cesare Mori, who eradicated the mob in Italy by using extreme force. There's a template. I want to look into that further. So thank you, JJ, for joining us. I want to remind you.
I just want to say thank you to JJ and for his incredible work. And let's put the book back up on the screen. If every one of our audience members right now even just goes and buys a copy and even donates it to your local library, just go on Amazon or wherever you buy books and buy a copy of his brand new book. And the work that JJ has done to bring light and shed light on this treason and what these horrible sex trafficking operations have done in the United States of America. Again, buy a book, donate it to your local library so people all across the country can see this, and so we never have it happen again. I mean, that's the goal here at the end of the day, is to never allow this to happen again. But we've still got a lot of work to do. And JJ is out on the front lines on all of this. JJ, great to see you, my friend. Thank you so much for this hard work, and congratulations on the new book.
Thank you, guys. So have a great week.